Hi. Hi there. Hello. Hi. Welcome to Which One's Bigger. Nah, I'm Thaddeus McFaddeus, of course, the host of Which One's Bigger. Now, I understand you're probably wondering why there's this downtrodden kind of energy, this sad energy starting off the top. And I promised myself I wouldn't cry. But I've decided to step away from Which One's Bigger for at least a few weeks. I feel like things have gone a little bit out of hand, and I would like to take this opportunity to apologize. Because, here at Which One's Bigger, we try not to make it political. I know we have political guests on occasionally, but we are here to get to the bottom of some pretty significant questions about life, about space in general, not outer space. I'm talking about, like spatial awareness. We're just out here just trying to get to the core of what it all means. And here at Which One's Bagger, we have failed to do that. And I promised myself I wouldn't cry. But I like to hold myself to a certain standard of integrity, and I feel like I have failed to accomplish that. I would like to extend a formal apology to Neil deGrasse Tyson. I apologize for calling into question your expertise. I know that your area of expertise more involves sort of the cosmos. I know that. And who am I to question your ability, not only as a scientist, but as a lived human being for however many years you've been around and alive? Who am I to question your ability to tell what is bigger from what? I would also like to extend an apology to Joe Biden. Should not have said those things about Joe Biden. Hunter Biden, of course. I do regret the things I said about Hunter Biden. I regret the things I said about Hunter Biden's laptop. I know I kind of endowed it with sort of this anthropomorphic, and then I went after it for, I believe somebody said 8 minutes, 25 seconds. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez. I'm sorry. I've been, I feel like I've let y'all down. And I made it political when it need not have been. And let me tell you, I'm heartbroken about it. Because I love Which One's Bigger. I love what we've built here. I love our fans. I love how inquisitive everyone is when they call in at 555-555-555-555, and they want to know which one's bigger, and they have their theories. We know you're smart people, and we know that you don't tolerate when politics makes its way into which one's bigger. So I just want to extend an apology to all the people we've hurt. That is not me. That is not who I am. But I feel like I need to take some time to reflect. And that, of course, means that Which One's Bigger will not be on for a little while. So I guess you could say one final Which One's Bigger. My deep regret for the things I've done recently, or my willingness to change. And by God, I don't have an answer for that. So why don't y'all call in for the next 2 hours? We're going to keep the lines open at 555-555-555-555-555-555. Hi everyone, welcome to PodGis. What a scene that was! Holy shit, I went for what? 5 minutes? That's a 5-minute bit. Can you fucking believe the commitment? hey, if you're a new listener / watcher, and you were wondering, what in fucking blazes was that? Let me tell you, it's a bit I've been doing. All you need to do is just go back 1 or 2 episodes. I feel like, I think I started it off the same way. The previous 2 or 3 episodes, I've been doing a bit called Which One's Bagger, for a while now. And, I decided, I don't know what I decided. I decided to do a scene. And that's what came out of the top of my head. So, I hope you liked it. I painted my nails right before I started this. I thought, hey, I was going to do this PodGis like 4 hours ago. And then I was like, you know what? I want to paint my nails. So I'm going to paint my nails and I'm going to let them dry during the episode. So you're going to see a lot of open palms, a lot of my fingers are social distancing from each other. This is the Social Distance Fingies podcast. And these things are going to stay as far away from each other as possible. So you're just going to see me gesturing like this. And, it's just going to be big fluttery fans. It's going to be the skeleton of a fan for this whole thing. Peh! Oh no, peh! And also, that's a new thing for me, is going peh when a hair gets in my mouth. Whenever I put on lip gloss, let me tell you, that's the one downside to lip gloss, is I'm still getting used to your lips looking really wet. I don't know why that's weird to me. Because, I think it looks fine on other people, but every time I do it on myself, I look at myself in the mirror, I'm like, dry your lips. Would you shove your face in a lake? Would you fucking guzzle from the teat of some Italian fountain? A statue of fucking Aphrodite shooting water out of her nips? And then you went and went like an infant? Like a perverted ugh. Oh god, that reminded me of a really mean thing somebody said on Twitter, but I'm not even gonna dignify it by bringing it up. Fuck that shit. Small people everywhere. Small people everywhere. And I was thinking about the psychology of this. Roll with me on this one. By the way, I don't know if I've said welcome to PodGis. I'm Al Val. Have I said that yet? Introducing my actual podcast instead of, talking about Thaddeus McFaddeus and Which One's Bagger. But I might retire that bit now that he's made an apology. We'll see. We'll see how long Thaddeus McFaddeus will reflect on his behavior. But anyways, I was thinking about this. So, I don't even know who this beef was. This is me aging out of relevancy. But there was some kind of beef between a celebrity, SZA, S-Z-A, or Z for my American friends. SZA, S-Z-A. I'm wondering if I should close those curtains, Like, if the sheen on my face is wild and weird. I think I will. Guys, don't look at my shorts, though. I'm gonna get up and do this, but don't look at my shorts. Fuck. I was hoping I wouldn't have to get up, but I'm gonna have to get up. Here I go. Don't look at my shorts. Okay. 1 sec. There we go. Is the lighting better? Pah! 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 It's so hard to get hairs out of your lips when you've glossed them up. Pah! 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 It's so hard to get hairs out of your lips when you've glossed them up, and then you've also painted your nails. What recourse do you have for getting that shit out of your mouth. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. I mean, maybe the straw would have helped. Oh, yeah. That makes sense. Okay, so SZA and some fan of hers, who even, like, admitted to being a fan, had some kind of a beef. The fan, from what I understand, the fan shared a meme that SZA found especially hurtful and triggering because she had, it had something to do with some trauma that she had suffered years earlier, and it was like this meme that she never obviously cared for and tried to avoid, because it really produced a lot of, feelings in her. And I know that's nobody's responsibility but her own, of course. But if you're a fan and you post that shit and you tag her in it, and she, like, on the rare occasion that she interacts with it, apparently SZA messaged this random fan and was like, hey, can you take that down? I see it every once in a while, and I'm like, it just sucks, and I would prefer if you didn't post it. And the fan was like, according to this thread, the fan posted some video being like, making a bunch of excuses. Number one, she was like, I'm young, I don't know any better. Which, I mean, we'll analyze the excuses. But she was like, I'm young, I don't know any better. Another one was, I didn't think you would see it, even though she tagged SZA in this. And number three was something else that was like, oh yeah, this is the one I wanted to speak on. But it's the classic, you should be used to it, you're a celebrity. And, like, while it's unfortunate that a level of ridicule and scrutiny and hate, true hate, trust me on that, while a certain level of that animosity and antagonism comes with the territory of being a celebrity, it's kind of unfortunate that we've all just resigned ourselves that this is the standard, that we all just sit back and we're like, yeah, that's just what it is, instead of individually holding ourselves to a higher standard and being like, no, this is shitty, not only to say and do and to promote and to project, but, like, even if they never see it, what kind of person am I? Is nobody stopping to self-reflect and say, what does this say about me? You know? Or am I overthinking it? So this is the thing. This is the thing that I've always resented that people say. And I am by no means famous, but this is also, when I even contemplate fame or even fantasize about it for myself, it scares me. I don't want this shit. I don't think I want to be famous, because the level of vitriol that you have to withstand and never complain, you're never allowed to complain, because this bullshit excuse that's like, you signed up for it. It's like, I didn't. This is a side effect, and I didn't sign up for this. I signed up to produce art, to make people happy, to connect, to express myself. And, like, this level of cruelty shouldn't come as a tax for something that I'm only trying to be proactive about and contribute to the world. You know what I mean? So I think it's just so short-sighted, and I don't get that. I just don't get that such a lack of empathy that you would let yourself casually off the hook for posting, for like antagonizing somebody, posting comments on their shit and being like, you're fat and ugly and you're a man, and, whatever else. The list goes on and on. You can not like something, that is your prerogative, but the need to exercise some kind of power or autonomy or superiority is really what it is. Superiority to fucking put down someone who perceivably, maybe subconsciously, has a level of fame and is therefore subconsciously perceived as superior to them, that they need to knock them down a few pegs in order to feel a little bit better about themselves. Maybe this is all an insecure projected gain, you know? In which case, I only pray that people mature enough that they can kind of figure it out for themselves and be like, you know what, the more human, empathetic, empowering thing to do, the more empowering thing would be to scroll on and maybe take a second to be like, what am I contributing to the world? What sort of a spirit? What sort of a mood? What sort of a vibe? Am I additive or subtractive? Because you may think you're contributing, but if it's subtractive, you are not. Anyways, I don't know if I've articulated it well enough. Maybe I have, but the whole "this is what you signed up for" thing really makes me mad. And I might work this into a bit. I was thinking, like art and fame, I guess, which is really more of a side effect of fame, sure, a characteristic of it. But it seems to be the only, maybe politician too, seem to be the only spaces where people are like, they'll punch you in the head, they'll beat you over the head with a stick, and the whole time being like, you signed up for this. This is your fault. And that complete devoid lack of accountability is so confusing to me. I really wonder about it. To be that self-unaware. It's just so common that, you know, maybe it's just so become the standard that people don't really reflect on it. But like, to be cruel to somebody and then go, you asked for it just by virtue of being publicly visible is a scary lack of accountability. A disappointing lack of accountability. Maybe not scary unless it leads to fucking violence, but a definitely disappointing lack of accountability. God, human beings, aren't we impressive? Aren't we impressive? Don't we do the most incredible things and use them for the greatest, most altruistic purposes? Aren't we good for that? Aren't we great? Human beings, huh? Look at us go. All right, let's move on. It's JFL Toronto week. And your girl is once again a part of the festivities. By the time this airs, it will have passed. JFL will be over. As of this recording, it's the last day. It's Saturday. The industry party is tonight, which is why I went ahead and got done up extra early so I could do this and then change and head out, do a show, and then go to the industry party. God damn, I love my fucking life. But did you feel that? Did you feel that when I said it? Thank you for listening. Real quick aside. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I just got a little, in my soul there. A little hype. I got a little hype there for everything that I'm blessed with and that I worked my fucking ass off for and continue to do so. So, while I'm fortunate, I signed up for this. The successful good parts, not the bad parts. I didn't sign up for them. Ugh, maybe I did, and maybe I don't want to say, I'll toughen up, I know. This is me anticipating the increased level of unmitigated hate that I will receive. And you know what? This does come from a place of relevancy to me because I have a video on TikTok that I recorded a year ago. I posted this over a year ago, last August. And it was a video, it was a TikTok response to somebody's comment who they were like, you'll never know what it feels like for a girl to have her period. And I'm sure that's some ESL bullshit, and so I shouldn't go after somebody's syntax, but I had to, because a comment like that errs on the side of creepy. It was so grammatically incorrect that I had to go after how creepy it sounds to say you'll never feel a girl's period. Ugh. Are you out here feeling girls' periods? That was basically my response. Juvenile as it is, and off topic as it is, but 1 year later, and especially for the past month, the algorithm's been pumping this fucking video out to all the people, exclusively, I'm realizing, only the people who troll trans videos to pick fucking arguments, start fights, and to antagonize, and to be smarty pants know-it-all fucking assholes to trans people. And so the algorithm is doing its work. It's like, look, this video is getting engagement. Yeah, the people who are engaging are the least generous people of all time. And every time I check my phone, there's a new fucking comment on that old-ass video that I don't give a fuck about anymore, of people being like, yeah, well, you're not arguing the point, or, which I fucking know. I know that. Don't you think I don't fucking know that? A whole bunch of, oh, you'll never be a woman. A whole bunch of fucking, you know? So, thanks, algorithm. Why do we do this to each other, you know? It's only attracted the type of people who go on Twitter to get mad and to, gotta say something about this, you know? Go for a walk, for fuck's sake. Hey, do you guys remember the lost art of walking? Walking around? Hey, do you remember what your front door looks like from the outside? How worn in are your walking shoes there, pal? Probably a lot less worn in than your thumbs. Put the fucking phone down. You know? Anyways. God, this top looks great on me. Yay! Yay! More fan hands. Yay! This top looks great on me. Yay! It's almost like I'm afraid of my own fingers. Anyways, I think that was my point. JFL Toronto, bitch. I performed last Sunday. I performed a week ago at a show called Queerly Beloved, and I'm gonna make fun, but just understand that this comes from a place of love as well. And like, you know, if it seems like I'm punching down on JFL, like, they signed up for it. No, they know that this is all jokes. They're a fucking comedy festival, so surely they don't take themselves so seriously when I say, you know, it's always an honor performing for JFL, but I gotta say, it's always so fucking funny, and it's so funny to me to be one of the gays on a show, you know? I was hoping to get booked on maybe something else. And one booking is more than enough. Don't get me wrong. But I was on Here Come the Gays show. Every festival, every Pride, of course. Every I mean, I can't get mad at the Pride thing. And I know there's like a market for it. Queer people want to see queer people perform, and what better opportunity than a queer show. So I'm not completely shitting on it. I get it. I know. But I just, every time I'm on those shows, I'm like, so I look around the green room. I go, gay 1, gay 2, gay 3, gay 4. They got all the gays here. Gay 5. Let's have a gay show. Hello, everyone. This one's the gay show. If you didn't know that, boy, are you about to learn some shit, I guess. Congratulations on stumbling into a learning experience. How are my levels? I think my levels are bad. I think I need to sit back here. Because I've been looking at those levels and this is good. This is good. How's my voice, everyone? I'm working on it. My roommate is gone for the weekend. He went to Grand Rapids, Michigan, which I've been there. I was there for Laugh Fest, their comedy festival, a long time ago. Pre-transition, pre-coming out. You know, this was before TikTok. I did crowd work at that festival. So I was doing crowd work before it was cool. I didn't do any material at that festival. What a cop-out. You get invited to an international, you go across the border, you drive to Michigan to do a festival, and you're like, hey, I'm just going to wing it. But there were a lot of amateurs at that festival, I'm not going to lie. I wonder if it's changed. But anyways, JFL Toronto, I love you. So this was the other thing. The show that I did was an outdoor show. And most of the times, and it said it was happening at Birksea Park in Toronto, which, side thing, has the cutest fountain of all time anywhere in the world. I dare you to find me a cuter statue, a fountain. But it has, okay, so there are 3 tiers to the fountain. Itchy head. And around each of the rims of each tier, the rim of each pool, each tier of the fountain. My camera went out of focus there. What's going on? Around the outside are a bunch of different dogs, all these different statues of different breeds of dogs, all sizes, all shapes, and they're all perched on the side of each tier of the fountain, and they're all looking up at the very top. And guess what's at the very top of the fountain? A bone! Oh! A bone! Ah! Oh, man. That's so cute. I love dogs so much, and I love that fountain. Every time I pass by it, it melts my heart. What a clever, cute idea for a fountain. Anyways, so I was performing outside of Birksea Park, and when I saw on the call sheet, it was like, this is what's happening. When I signed up for the gig, I was like, oh boy, another park show. Because I've done plenty, and they're not good. Performing outside is a huge challenge, because not only are you dealing with so much, you're competing with so much noise, the din of outside, which, you know, my TikTok haters don't seem to be very familiar with, so they might not know what I'm talking about. But you're dealing with the noise of being outside, especially on a street or somewhere nearby traffic. You were dealing with bad acoustics, where, you know, you're fucking outside. The laughs are gonna go out up into the sky, and they're not gonna bounce off any goddamn thing. They're not gonna come back to you. They're gonna dissipate on the way to you up on stage. People are spread out all over the place. People are walking by and looking up at you like, ew, or like inquisitively but carelessly. People are walking around doing things, going about their daily lives, walking by like, oh, what's this? Don't care. And it's demoralizing. Outdoor shows can be very demoralizing. They are worse more often than they are good. However, this particular show was out fucking standing. Probably the best outdoor show I have ever been to. The whole city block of Birksea Park, it wasn't in the park itself. It was like at an intersection just outside of it. And it was like rammed. There were people like half on lampposts. The square was packed. Every eye line was covered. Like, if you got there too late, you couldn't see the stage. It was packed. And they fucking gave it up. They gave their full attention. Nobody was shuffling around or moving or coming in and out. They were there for the show. They were there to support. They were there to have a good time. And they accomplished all of those things. And the more energy the audience gives, the more we give back. Of course, it is a mutual relationship. And so I put on a fucking show for these people. And it was outstanding. So JFL, thank you for having me. I love you. I do. I adore you. Put me on all the gay shows. I'll be gay forevermore. Gay, call me gay number 4. Call me gay, call just whatever you want. Just call me the gay one. I'll be the gay one on your show. Just please never stop hiring me. I'm loving it. My luck will eventually run out. My the interest people will have in me will eventually run out. I will become irrelevant someday. But I'm still only just getting started. My special still hasn't come out. And it's only my first special. So baby, I'm just getting started. And I'm no flash in the pan, because I've been doing it for 17 years. I know how to make it last. So I'm here to stay. But every once in a while I do caution myself. I'm like, eventually, this will all go away. And so cherish it. And that outdoor show was a moment. Such a fucking moment. To stand up there in front of thousands, not exaggerating. Big city block. Thousands of people. Laughing and applauding. Applause breaks, motherfucker. Oh, I'm at the top of my game. I'm loving it. I love it. Down, 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 down. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Guess the song. Bet you can't. That's Robin Shakedown. Shadows and Sun. I have one guy, real quick. I have one guy in my DMs. I don't know why I engage with some of these people, but I don't know who he is. He just started DMing me. And he keeps changing. All I get are notifications that he keeps changing the theme of the conversation on Facebook. You know what I mean? You know how you can change it to Spider-Man? So he'll just change the Spider-Man theme and then do a spider emoji. He has asked me, how was the show? 8 times. And I don't think he knows what he's asking. I think bless him, I think he's trying to start a conversation. But I don't think even he knows what show he's talking about. And also, bless him, I do a lot of shows. So, you know what? Just bless him all around. I won't be mean. Sometimes I wonder what goes on through some of these people's heads that message me. Especially people who all they do is send me memes. You're a complete stranger in my life. We've never said a single word to each other. And you just inundate my inbox 3 times a day with memes. And it's like, hi, hello, who are you? Why? What is this to you? And I think about that and I go, I don't understand what somebody gets out of that. But I try to put myself in their shoes, right? And I'm positive that a certain amount of loneliness might be at play here, especially depending on how desperately they try to forge a friendship with me. You know? And I'm not saying I'm not saying it's impossible to forge a bond with me. In fact, I think I do spend an inordinate an exceptional, for an artist like me, an exceptional amount of time in my DMs responding to people who I've never met before, who say nice things. If you're nice, I'll be nice. But if all you do is, if I know that you're just after eventually seeing my butthole, if that is very transparently your goal, then listen, bub, I'm on to you. And you ain't gonna get a picture of my brown eye. Nope. Sorry. And you know what else? I clean my brown eye so thoroughly that it's never brown. It's just an eye. It's just my third eye. Can you imagine if it was blue? Sometimes I rub a bunch of blueberries on there. It tastes great. It doesn't look very good, but it's my third blue eye. My blue-eyed girl. Was that song about anal brown-eyed girl? So dumb. You know, this top and this bra, I'll let you guys take a look. It's giving some semblance of tits. Listen, if you know me, you know I joke about how I got puffy marshmallow cones. But this top kind of makes me look like I actually have, between the two of them, maybe a boob. Maybe a single boob. Let me let you guys in on this one real quick. In Ontario, if you're trans and you can reasonably argue or demonstrate, if your tits haven't grown past a certain level, you qualify to get a breast augmentation, breast enhancement, because it categorically becomes a gender affirming surgery. And I'm gonna see my endo, because you have to get approval from your endo. I didn't hit the mute button, did I? No. Okay, we're good. Oh no, Peh! There we go. I am going to, I want to brush my hair back, but there we go. Where was I? I have an appointment with my endo in like a month. Endocrinologist, for those not so privy. And we've pre-discussed, I'm gonna flash my tits, basically, is what we've discussed. I'm gonna show him my tits, and he will gatekeep the size of my tits to let me know if I qualify for government-funded breast augmentation. Oh boy, let's clip that. Let's start more fights on TikTok. This is what my tax dollars are paid for. I can see it now. Fuck it. We're doing it. So the deal is, I flash my tits at my doctor, and he goes, okay, can you like do jumping jacks real quick? Can I see you do some jumping jacks? He's adjusting the lighting so you can get a better view of the shadows on it. He's got a fucking magnifying glass. All right, I'm gonna need to have honk. He honks my boobs. Okay. Furiously taking notes. All right, okay. I decree that your boobs are ripe for enhancement. He licks his lips. That's the way I see it going. So, I'm hoping it would be nice. And just so you know, I'm not being flippant about the whole thing. It's not me going in there like, hey, yeah, tits. Even though, okay, fine. Let's say 20% that. 20%. 20% of me is going, hey, yeah, tits. And be honest with yourselves. Everyone loves tits. Everyone loves tits. Everyone. Whether you have a platonic or a romantic relationship with boobs are pretty universally enjoyed. Okay? And so I believe all of us, on some level, whenever we see a pair of tits, everyone goes, yeah, tits. The whole world, you know what unites us across all spectrums, political, gender, racial? Tits. It gives life. It's full of milk. tits. So you can't fault me. All the ladies out there with tits are like, yeah, tits. Maybe trans men are the only ones who aren't into tits, but like they might also like, they just don't like them on them. And I get that. It seems cumbersome. Maybe when eventually, maybe someday if I get it done, I will look back and say, I will look back fondly on the days when I had puffy marshmallow cones and I was able to, in my jams, in my jammies, go to the garbage chute by the elevator in my condo, drop off the garbage, and then sprint back to my condo, my apartment, so that I don't run into any neighbors and have to fucking talk to them. Part of me someday might look back and be like, great. Now I'm here stuck in this conversation with Harold, 85-year-old fucking Harold, who is in my head I call him the Ring of Fire because I can't get out when he strikes a conversation. I am stuck in a ring of fire. And had I been quicker, had my tits been smaller, more aerodynamic, not as bouncy and cumbersome, maybe I would have been able to sprint back and forth to the garbage chute to drop off my garbage and run back to my room, slam my door, lock the door, so that I don't get caught up in no ring of fire conversation with 85-year-old Harold, who's got a toe fungus that he really wants me to know all about. You know? What a great problem to have. No, not really. Fuck Harold. I got shit to do, man. Can you imagine? I'm just sitting there in the ring of fire like, duh, I could be honking my own tits right now. You know? So anyways, I'll say 20% of me is like, yeah, let's get some tits. Which isn't autogynephilia, categorically. Is it? I don't know. I feel like people who hate trans people will find a way to argue anything. But I won't indulge it. But the other 80% sincerely, my point is the other 80% sincerely, when I look at myself in the mirror, I do feel dysphoric about the size of my boobs. They are very pubescent and small, and there is no bra size for me at Licenza. When my special comes out, you will see I have a stand-up bit about that, about getting my bra sized, very unsuccessfully and humiliatingly. And I can't wait for you guys to see it. But yeah, so it would be nice to have some proportion. It would make me feel a little bit more feminine, and it would make me feel maybe like I fit in a little bit better. You know, fit into D's bras. You know what I'm saying? Because they're all so weird. All of my bras, I've bought maybe 2 of them. The rest are hand-me-downs. I had to buy those clasp extenders because for my cup size, nobody has my cup size and my rib cage circumference. So I gotta get those clasp extenders, these little fabric things that have the bra clasps on them. Anyways, let's move on. So yeah, all this to say, I gotta conclude the bit. Gotta conclude before I move on. All this to, how did I even get here? Oh, because I was admiring the way the camera how this top makes my boobs look. And if I sit with good posture, that always helps. I know, posture helps push them things out. But anyways, I'm blessed to live in Canada. I'm very much looking forward to the possibility. I hope that he approves, because my doctor, without going into too many details, I've had to basically do a lot of negotiating for my dosage increases on my hormones, and just in general. It's felt like I've had to really plead a case in the court of law. In the court of law. Your Honor, this is why I deserve a nice rack. Your Honor, Every time I look in the mirror, I think, ugh, boobs. And I would love to, every once in a while, look at myself in the mirror. It would be nice to look at myself in the mirror and go, boobs. I rest my case. Objection. I don't think I've achieved Tanner stage 2. So he sent me an email that already didn't sound promising. He sent me an email back that was like, what did it say? It said something like, okay, we can discuss, but I'm just telling you now, there has to have been zero growth, which isn't true. That's not what I read about the law on an official document. Government document said it can't be beyond Tanner stage 1, which is the Tanner stages are stages of breast growth and puberty. Genitalia growth. There's also like a Tanner stage for dicks and balls. So it doesn't sound promising. Like, if I don't qualify, then god damn it, I must have just barely not qualified, because my tits are, it's not a rack. What is it? What is the, it's not a rack. It's a coat hanger. It's not a rack. It's a ran. As in, I ran as far away from that flat chest as possible. It's not a rack. It's a single spice. I'm trying to make jokes about the different kinds of racks there are. You know, like clothes rack. That was the single coat hanger. A rack, a ran. That made sense. Spice rack. That's what the last one was. I'm really straining to, yeah. Okay. Let's move on. So, you know, who knows? Your girl might have a nice set of government-funded tits. Yeah! And, I think that should be celebrated. Even by transphobes. That's one more set of fucking gnarly tits in the world. And boobs are like positive entropy. The more boobage there is in the world, the better the world is. Except, trans men are the exception. Boys, get them things lopped off. So undignified, the language I'm using. Get them boys lopped off. I totally get you. I am 100% on your side. I understand from the other side. Get them things lopped off. Get them out of here. And then see if we can find a way, some kind of a share program where I get them. I don't care about color matching. I'll take any set of tits. God knows I used to have like these cartoonishly large falsies when I was closeted. And they were not the right color. They did not match my body. I bought, oh man, you guys, oh, this is going to be a little bit TMI, but that's what you're here for, I think. I won't be too gross, but listen, there were these like silicone, really squishy, they had little nipples on them, these boobs that you could tuck into what's called a pocket bra that are built for that sort of thing. It's a bra that has a little pocket that you can put those inserts in, and then, you know, gives you the illusion of boobs. And I bought all of this stuff from a company that specifically caters to gender non-conforming people, cross-dressers, trans women, whatever. AMAB people. And so there were a few times where, and if this isn't a fucking sign that I needed to transition, that I was going to be a fucking trans woman someday, I wanted so badly to graft these things onto my body and feel how it felt to not have to wear the bra to keep them in place. I wanted to glue them with medical adhesive onto my chest. And they didn't not recommend that you do that, but they also came with a lot of cautions. So they said, if you want to do this, this is the medical glue that you use. This is the adhesive remover. And you know what? The adhesive remover did not work. That shit did not work. I had to peel it off of my body painfully. I had like huge red circular tit marks. I broke skin. I had to, like, it fucking hurt to yank those things off. And the glue remover, I doused it in that shit. I followed every instruction. I rubbed it off with my hands, tried rubbing it off with toilet paper, but with paper towel or towels, but those would just get stuck to the thing. There was so much like grime and finger and stuff. That glue got everywhere and it would not come off. I had gluey hands for at least 2 weeks just trying to pick up the shit off. It was so uncomfortable. The boobs were ruined now because they were covered in like fuzz and stuff, finger stuff, body stuff. You know what I mean? It's just like gray friction. Just this unidentified, covered in gray friction. So I ruined them because I wanted so badly to feel what it was like to have a pair of breasts. And if that ain't a sign that I was going to turn out like this, then bitch, I can't read the goddamn signs. I mean, I couldn't for a long time. I knew they were there. I just refused. That's it. I refused to read them. Anyways. God, there was so much more I wanted to talk about. I deviated so hard. So let me just get to it then. Eddie Izzard. I saw Eddie Izzard. This is the thing. I get a JFL pass. Where is it? Let me show you. Where are you? There you are. Peh. I get a JFL artist pass. I posted it on one of my socials and somebody chastised me. Somebody was like, there it is. Somebody was like, you shouldn't do that, you know, because people are going to copy them. And I was like, I don't care. They copy it. Who out there looks like me? And what are they going to do? Gain access to see Rory Scovel? Okay, have fun. I don't care. Go, have fun. Congratulations on being Al Val for a night. Make sure not to forget your fucking puffy marshmallow cones. But this pass, it says on the back what it gives me access to. Front of house and backstage access only when artist is performing on show in question, obviously. General admission to shows. Yeah. I got to like, oh man, I so underutilized that. I wanted to take the week off and just chill for the most part. I saw Eddie Izzard, but I bought those tickets in advance. And that wasn't a part of JFL Toronto, so this pass would have not worked. Although that would have been cool to try, to walk in and be like, hi, I'm with JFL Toronto. And they're like, huh? Do you know who I am? I am Queerly Beloved. I performed on the City Block yesterday. A man hung from a lamppost and almost fell when he laughed at my joke about looking like a goat. Don't you hate it when you paint your nails and then you brush up against something and you're like, oh no! That happens to me all the time. Okay, so I saw Eddie Izzard, and it was such a trip. Halfway through, my eyes welled up with tears, because I cannot, I mean, I probably can, overstate the significance that Eddie has had on my life. First of all, as a comedian, I used to put her, I mean, I don't know how she would feel about this part, but I used to, like, illegally on Kazaa, this was the era of Kazaa and iPods, I would illegally download, I shouldn't say illegally, no, that's not what I did. I used Kazaa, what the fuck ever. I used Kazaa to download, you know how Kazaa was. It was a Wild West out there. There was no nothing was what it was. There was no full album of hers. It was just like chopped up bits of hers. And I think I've joked about this before, where every reggae song on Kazaa was Bob Marley. It was by Bob Marley, even when it wasn't. You know, you would just look up Bob Marley and get every reggae song in existence, and they were all somehow done by Bob Marley, even the ones with female singers. Crazy. Um, so I used to put hours of stand up in general, but a special amount of Eddie Izzard content on my iPod, and I would mow my parents' lawn, and I would listen to Eddie Izzard while I would it was my like weekly moment of zen. I would mow my parents as a teen. I would mow my parents' lawn every week, and we grew up with a nice big backyard, so I would have plenty of time to just. It would be like a typical hour. I would knock out a whole special every time I went out there, and God, not only was she so interesting and unique and different in her flow and in her improvisation, her tangents, her delivery, her sense of play up there. Not only was she so unique and outstanding in that sense, but also some of the bits about being an action transvestite, where she says, I'm an action transvestite. I run, I jump, I climb up trees, and I put on makeup when I'm up there. And everyone goes, ha 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 ha. And I vaguely remember there being some bit about a squirrel stealing her lipstick. And then, going back to its burrow and trying it on and being like, la da dee, looking at itself in its little squirrel den mirror, la da dee, la da doo. Something like that. But I found in my mind, in my teen brain, when I was just beginning to closet cross-dress, to go through like boxes of old clothes that my mom was hoarding that she was planning on giving away but never did, every time I had the place to myself, try on a dress and swish around in front of the mirror and go, ooh, I'm lovely, but I'm also weird and screwed up and fucked in the head. This is so fucked. This is so fucked. Just, that conversation, of course, going through my head, putting it away back and folding it exactly how I'd found it. I would always make like a mental photograph of how things were, just in case my mom had a photographic memory of some blouse that she folded at the bottom of this box marked Goodwill. So I would listen to Eddie's stand-up where he spoke openly about being a transvestite, which back then was the lingo for it. The best way to describe Eddie was gender fluid before that was even a common identifier. Like I would say that he would she would confidently agree that she was gender fluid at the time, if that was, a term back then. And so there was at least some relatability there, a tiny little bit of comfort in somebody thriving in a category that I matched up, that I aligned with so well, because I knew at that age that I wanted to do stand-up, and I obviously knew at that age that something fucked was going on with my gender identity, and so she was just this beacon of success and wild creativity and inspiration, both personally and career-wise, where it was like I adored her stand-up. Everything that even wasn't at all related to gender. And like all of it was. She only had a few jokes about her transvesticism. But the rest of it was all very historic. She's a big fan of history. And so it was just so inspiring to me. She was such an influence And I carry that influence to this day. I think she stands out as one of the braver performers that I've ever seen in stand up. I mean, all comedians are pretty brave for sure, especially the envelope pushing ones. But there's a particular bravery in not only being gender non-conforming when that shit was like, that shit invited violence. She has stories about fucking some precarious, dangerous situations, plenty. To do that so publicly and unabashedly, and then on top of that, to deliver and behave and perform in such a unique to the art form itself way. Like, unique, not just, it's crazy, not just superficially. If we just set all that gender shit aside, her act is so fucking unique. And so what a powerhouse. And so I decided halfway through that special that I would meet her someday. She says she wants to be the mayor of Brighton, which is on my list of high up on my list of places I want to visit in Europe, Brighton in England. And so if she becomes the mayor or some kind of House representative out there, then I'm double going there. I don't know. I think I have a good shot of meeting her someday. I just need to get wicked successful soon because she's not getting any younger. Uh-oh. I'm going to check her age, but I'm not going to tell you guys what it is. Because that feels rude. Even though, you know, obviously it's abundantly. There it is. Okay, so she's really not that old. Live at the Apollo? I haven't seen this. And there's still, I feel like, so much shit that I haven't seen of hers. Because my Eddie Izzard experience is seeing her live twice. I saw her live a handful of years ago. Oh, I will watch that after I'm done. Force Majeure, I haven't seen that. 2013. Oh, I adore her. Fuck, where was I? She's not so old. The way I see it, I've got at least 15 more years to meet her. And I sent her a message, and I had to edit it so many times because I wanted to somehow say with a conviction that wasn't creepy, like, I'm gonna meet you someday. I'll get the chance to give you a big hug and tell you how important you are to me, and it won't be weird. I know it's weird me telling you that right now, but you'll see. When we meet each other, it'll be in a context where I don't even want to say you're equal, but I will have earned the position. It won't be, I don't know, it'll be comedy related. It'll be professional or comedy related, something. I don't know. You see, I don't even remember how I worded it. I think I took out the line that was like, I think I tongue-in-cheek, I mentioned that I just filmed a special and that I was feeling really confident about its prospects in terms of my global even exposure. And there was a line in there that was like, I have a feeling I'll be seeing you soon. And then I was like, oh, ew, no, ew. That's the best way to make that never happen. But number one, I know she's got fucking, I don't know, 2 million followers on X, on Twitter. I went to her Instagram. That's where I messaged her, and she still has like, I don't know, 6 digits followers, 600,000. So it's like, there's no chance she's reading it. But in the off chance that she would, I thought I would put it there. And she also speaks on her dyslexia. So I don't even know if she's actually, I think she probably reads for utility. I think she reads what she needs. That's my theory. And then, fan mail. Who knows how much she reads? God knows she has to sift through a lot of it. But, in a way, that letter was not just for her. It was for me, too. It was a letter to me, as much as it was a letter to her to say, bitch, Alval, you better make something of yourself in this comedy game. Because, when that happens, you'll get to meet your true influence. And goddamn, man, I get younger comics who not to toot my own horn, but I'm tooting. I'm fresh off JFL. Give me one toot, okay? I've earned it. I'm a festival fucking favorite. I just made that part up. But I'm very well loved in Halifax. And, and in JFL, they've invited me back 3 years in a row to Montreal, twice in a row to Toronto. I can safely say that I have favor with them. They like me. Anyways, I'm not saying I'm their favorite. Who knows? That title probably belongs to Dave Merhesh. If you know who I'm talking about, he's the best. You got to see Dave Merhesh. DaveMerheje. He's a fantastic comic. I always looked up to him too. But let's wrap this Eddie Izzard tangent up. She was hard to understand for the first 5 minutes. She was slurring. She was mumbling. And I was like, oh no. I missed a bunch of the things that she said at the beginning because she was like, and it was all the words were just like one big blast of toothpaste. One long word. So that was difficult, but she somehow cleared up. It just cleared up and got suddenly much easier to understand. So I was worried there for a bit, but it got way better. And, God, it was just so impressive. It always is. And it was inspiring. Because younger comedians will, this is the toot my horn part, younger comedians will tell me that I inspire them to play on stage and to have fun. Because if there's one thing I'm proud of that I do when I'm up there, I love performing. I love doing stand-up. I love making people laugh. And so, and even beyond that, I love surprising myself. That is the essence of joy. That is the true core of joy of stand-up for me. Maybe not the core, but that is the most potent feeling while I'm on stage. There's the laugh, which is, expected when you get a rhythm and you know your material and you know all the cues and you're like, yeah, this is where they're going to laugh. But laugh, laugh. But when I improvise and when I play and when I grab things off the walls at the venue that I'm at, when I do whatever crowd work, those are special moments. And I'm not talking about TikTok crowd work where it's just like, hey, look at this guy's fucking shirt, huh? Look at shirt guy over here. No, it's like I physically interact with the space. I will take fucking framed pictures off the wall. And then within my own material, I will play. I will go around. I'll explore. Anyways, and that I have to say comes largely from my inspiration from Eddie Izzard and Dane Cook. I will say that too. Can't lie, Dane Cook was the other big major influence. Maybe bigger than Eddie when I got to university and I was really repressing my gender and I was like, I gotta distance myself from this Eddie guy. This Dane guy is who I really want to be. It's amazing the trajectory, you know? I wanted to be Dane Cook so bad. That level of rock star comedian, like Steve Martin as well. Initially my dreams were to be a rock star comedian. Dane Cook level, Steve Martin level, Kevin Hart level. Those are the three, and then, you know, there's Andrew Dice Clay, but I never cared for him. But those I would argue are the four biggest, like, arena comedians are the ones I'm talking about. Arena, rock star level. So I have to thank Eddie for, like, inspiring me to play, and I'm really proud of my sense of play. I think it really comes across. It's very fun. Anyways, one more thing. Or should I save it for... No, this is relevant because it was JFL. So a couple days ago, I performed on a show called Late Bad. And Late Bad is... it's a show at Comedy Bar, my beloved Comedy Bar in Toronto. The show happens at 12:30 every night of JFL Toronto. And it is a pure nonsense show. It is so funny. There's a host named Laura Silovitz, and she has two guest hosts come on with her, and a sidekick, Dr. Sex Love or something like that. Alex Tyndall is his name, but he plays a character. He dresses in like gold chainmail armor and this weird off-putting Phantom of the Opera mask. And he modulates his voice, so it's like this, so it's like that hostage, it's like that ransom note phone call voice. But he says funny things, and so it's all, and that is all emblematic of the spirit of the show, which is to take a half-cooked idea, no fully thought-out ideas allowed, and to just go up on stage and throw it against a fucking wall. Characters are encouraged. And so I went in as Neo from The Matrix. Yes, you heard that right. Neo from The Matrix. As in kneel down and bow to my comedic excellence. Because, and I've been doing this since 99. Listen, guys, since The Matrix came out, the first one, I've been doing this bit. And in 99, I would have been 11 years old. But so I've been doing this bit since I was 11, where I would purposely call Neil, and then act really confused when somebody would correct me. And I would sell the shit out of the bit. It is so fun to continue overselling and being like, what? What are you talking about? Neo? That's not a name. Neo? Where'd you get that? No, it's Neil. It's obviously Neil. And they'd be like, there were 4 fucking movies. There were 4 movies. It's spelled out everywhere. How did you miss this? I'm like, Neo, come on. I know I'm gullible, but don't fuck with me. And I full commit. I never, ever let go of the bit. And I guess the cat's out of the bag now, but fuck it. And it gets funnier the older I get. That's the beautiful thing about this Neil bit that I do on people. It gets funnier with time because the first one came out in 99. And so people are like, you've been getting it wrong for 14 years? What the fuck? You've been calling him Neil for 14 years. And I'm like, yeah, well, that's his name. That's a name. You've been calling him Neo? What does that even mean? You know? And so it's so much funnier because it drives people absolutely bonkers. Trying to fix my hair. Something's going on here. I feel like something changed. And now it's not as cool. Let's go. Let's flip it over for the conclusions. Flip it over to this side. Big old quaff. Big old quaff. No, I don't like that. Get over here. Oh, okay. So yeah, I gotta wrap this up. We're at hour 15. So so at the show encourages you to like take an idea and just run with it. And so I wanted to play Neo from The Matrix because I saw the newest Matrix, and I have opinions on that movie. I saw the most recent one, the fourth one, Revelations, I guess. And how does it go? Matrix Reloaded, Matrix Revolver Ocelot, Matrix Home Renovation. I don't know. They're all something. So the most recent Matrix, I watched it, and I'm not gonna get into it, but meh. But anyways, if I saw that in theaters when the credits would roll and it got quiet, I would go meh, and everyone would laugh and laugh. It's the classic Al Val bit. I love doing life bits. Life bits are so fun. Okay, so anyways, so I went up and I did Neo from The Matrix. I did some character version of it where he's this neck-bearded incel. I took eyeliner pencil and just staccato dabbed it all over I created like a bit of a shadow. And I went down my neck because I wanted to do a joke about neck beard, but I forgot. I forgot all the things I wrote on my hand and joked about. It was just a big blur. And so I went up and I did this Neo from The Matrix thing. But the point that I wanted to get to, and it's a more personal one, it was a blast. That show is always so silly and so fun and the best. But this was special because, I'm just thinking about it now. I decided I wore a tight-fitting sports bra, and as you know, I'm not working with much. Puffy marshmallow cones are pretty easy to squeeze tight to my chest. So I wore a tight sports bra, squeezed them things back into my chest. And after the set, I had brought a change of clothes. I had brought a towel and some makeup remover so I could like wash it off of my face. And then I decided, I was like, fuck it. This is kind of funny. And I realized throughout the course of the night that I've reached a level of self-confidence and self-assuredness in who I am and my gender in general and how I express it and how I'm perceived, especially in a place like Comedy Bar, which is my home. And I just love the staff and the community there. My comedy community, you know? I'm really a part of it. And so to be able to have reached a point where I was like, I'm still a woman, even if I walk around with this 5 o'clock shadow, with my boobs taped back, wearing a t-shirt and jeans, low ponytail, I'm still gonna I know I'm gonna get treated the way I always do. Maybe with some gentle ribbing, but like, that just means that I belong. The gentle ribbing is part of it. And it always comes from a place of love. So, and yeah, and this is the gentle ribbing I'm talking about. On 5 separate occasions, on a handful of different occasions, a comedian or a staff member would come up to me and be like, hey, you know you're not pulling off this guy thing. Or like, we can still tell you're a woman. You're not, you know? Like half jokingly, but also endearingly, you know? Somebody be like, sorry, all I see is a fucking lady trying and failing. You're just a sorry excuse for a man right now. And I would be like, thanks. What do you mean? Oh, what do you mean? You know? Doing a female impression of a male. Oh, what do you mean I don't look like a guy? I've got this on. Cute. And it was just so, fuck. reassuring and invigorating and inspiring and refreshing and comforting to have that love and support and affirmation and validation vocalized so endearingly and cutely and with humor. That's my fucking community, man. And beyond that, it's not even generous of them. I don't think they were paying me lip service. Otherwise, 5 people wouldn't have fucking come up and did it. So I believed them. And I felt it in my heart. And superficialities aside, looks aside, this was one of the first real moments that, you know, okay, so I've had that gender euphoria. This was like an ass backwards, fell back into it, spy backdoor gender euphoria, where I was playing pretend in being a man and failing and having that affirmed. That was such a backwards way. And the amount of somebody was like, you are so brave for like leaning into it and doing this. And at first you know how I am when people call me brave. I'm like, shut up. None of that patronizing bullshit. I'm better than that. Don't you fucking talk down to me. But truly, it took a little coaxing, but not all that much when I think about it. And it took very little hyping up of myself to be like, no, I'm playing a character. Fuck it. This is going to be fun. And it's meant to be fun. And none of this means anything. Because I am who I am when all of this comes off. I am who I am no matter what I'm fucking wearing. And that was so real. It really stamped it in that night. Because like fucking performing as a guy, dressing as a guy, and ending up being a parody of one is such a profound way to challenge my own identity. I really threw myself into the fucking wolf's den. And I could have did it in a much more unsafe place. Absolutely love to my community and to Comedy Bar. That was the best place that I could have experimented with this. But you know, it really, all of it, the experience and the feedback that I got, all of it represents an incredible amount of growth on my part, personally, and in my gender journey. So I'm like, I'm just really proud. It was such a beautiful moment. And it really made me feel like it made me tangibly experience how far I have come. And you can't take that away from me. Ever. That was really something else. I really challenged my own self-ID. And you know, maybe that was the safest place to do it. Every time I have to grow out my facial hair to get laser done, electrolysis, it gets challenged. Of course it does. Facial hair is such a fucking trigger for dysphoria. Big time. Of course it is. And you have to grow it out for electrolysis. So it's one step back to take 2 steps forward to have it permanently removed. But that does challenge your own sense of your own gender identity. Absolutely it does. But to lean so hard into it in front of an audience, and then to what's the better word for commiserate? To socialize in a space for the rest of the night, to volunteer to do that takes fucking guts, dude. I got fucking guts, and I got confidence, and it's growing, and you know, who knows what I can fucking accomplish, dude? I'm on a roll. I'm on a roll, and I can't wait for you guys to see my special. It is gonna fucking rock. I have been going through. I recorded both nights on my phone on audio, so I could preemptively go through the entire thing and just hand the post-production, the guys doing all the editing, I could just hand them a huge, thorough list of notes that are like, you can use this whole bit from night 2, because I recorded it on 2 different, I recorded my special over 2 nights, and they're going to cut it together and use whatever's better. So I'm the one like listening through everything and being like, take this chunk, use the setup from night 1, but edit in the punchline from night 2, because I like how I did that better. I articulated the setup for this joke more concisely in night 2. I like the first punchline from night 1, but switch back on 2, blah, 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 blah. So, and I improvised so much on both nights. So the special's going to be long. I think it's going to be like, it could be an hour and a half. It could be a full hour and a half, which, I don't know, was that too long? I don't give a fuck. I'm putting the whole goddamn thing out. I want you to see everything. I want to give you all of me. I want to give you all of me. And I don't want any of it to get lost. I want you to see everything I fucking did those nights, because it was all fucking amazing. Lights out. Shut that shit down. And so I'm just brimming with fucking confidence and inspiration and self-love. It's a trip listening back to those 2 nights and being like, oh, goddamn, maybe I am a rock star. Listen to that crowd. So, sky's the limit for Val. She's on fire. She's feeling great. Thank you for indulging me. I went a full hour and a half here. I think there's some clippable material out of this one. We'll see. I need to hire some help to do that for me. So, or I'm gonna have to watch this back to get it. I hate that. I just gave myself 3 more hours of work this week. Fucking shit ass balls. Anyways. I love you guys. Thank you very much. This podcast, I'll admit, I don't consistently get a lot of views. I don't know what the listen. I should check out the listens numbers, but I've been tracking the YouTube views, and I'm hovering somewhere in the mid double digits. It's frankly a little embarrassing, but I don't let myself despair, because first of all, I don't really advertise or promote this thing. So you guys belong to a kind of an exclusive society, an exclusive bunch. Consider yourselves exclu. And that's a good thing. Because I feel like you know me better than most, This is my journal. This is my life. You know me better than most. So feel free to send me 3 goddamn memes a day, as long as you tell me the context. Don't be like one of these fucking chuds who just sends me a picture of something or just a link. That bothers me the most, when somebody sends me a link and no context. No, hey, check this out. Not even a, hey, check this out. Or like a, hey, I thought you might like this. Or, hey, this reminded me of you. Just link from a stranger that I don't know. I'm not going to watch that. I'm not clicking on it. Until you provide a little bit of fucking human interaction. I don't know. What do you think? I'm just sitting around clicking on random links that people send me? Get real. Okay, anyways. I want to thank you guys for listening. Thank you so much. I'm growing. I'm getting there. This podcast is more a labor of love than anything else. I'll admit. And I would love to see it grow. My goal is to grow it. I have that negative self-talk that tells me that who would be interested in any of this, but people are. And the feedback that I get from you, my loyal listeners, it's special. And I don't take that for granted. And I love you and I appreciate you. And fucking watch me go. Watch me go. And maybe when I get a set of tits, I'll be more marketable. I think more people will, I guarantee, once I get tits, more people will exponentially follow me. It's science. People love tits. I think people think I'm funny, sure. But if I was funny with tits, goddamn, I would be unstoppable. Still working on my voice. I think it's getting better.
So I got to give myself credit there too. My throat is so dry. I've been talking for so long. My head kind of hurts because I am really trying very hard to sound feminine. So I'm kind of clenching a lot of stuff and I'm talking from up here. So I need to give my voice a rest before I leave in an hour less, 45 minutes to go to my show. I need to change into my beautiful red dress. Okay, anyways, so stay tuned for So Brave when it comes out. It still won't be out for a while. But yeah, all this to say, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you. And onward and upward. I'm just going to keep doing my thing. And which one's bigger? My potential or the sky? I know I didn't do that right, but you know, I think we all know the answer. Okay, thanks. Bye.